Hey everyone, welcome back to Space Engineers. I went through the night, I manufactured a couple more things I thought we might need, and we're going to take off. I'm going to turn off the battery just so we're not wasting power. I did go ahead and set a regular GPS coordinate here, so we don't need the antenna to find this location again. Plus, we can actually see it from where we're going, hopefully where we're going. I don't know how long this journey is going to take. I do know that this rover is really heavy right now. It's carrying about 40,000 kilograms worth of equipment that we need. Basically a bunch of steel plates, components for solar panels, some battery components, that sort of stuff to get a basic base up and running. I did go ahead and modify the rover a little bit, put some plating on the back. I'm going to put a connector on the back, but I didn't do it now just because it's time to get going. The wheel here I discovered was on upside down. It was a big pain to fix. I dug a ditch over there and got underneath and fixed it. I wish I'd noticed that when I was actually building it, but I didn't. Alright, so let's get this thing into some sort of mode where we might be able to travel. So I'm not going to go too fast because we're still figuring out what this thing can do. I think we need to make some adjustments to the firmness of the suspension because that doesn't feel very good right now. What do we want to do? We have friction turned up. We have power set, dampening. I don't really know. I mean, we can try to give it like... Let's see what 25% does there. Strength, let's boost the strength a little bit. Like 20%. And then I did want the front wheels to have a little bit more strength. Actually, because they are kind of up there on their own. Suspension travel 60%. What's the suspension travel on the rest? 80%. Let's firm up the suspension on the whole thing, I guess, a little bit. See how that does. Alright, let's try to get turning here. Oh, this is gonna be rough, man. Come on. Alright, it's gonna be a little bit of a journey. Can we increase the turning? Of course, we're rolling backwards now. That's not good. Don't roll backwards. Come on, baby. Give her what you got, man. Dear God. Okay, this rover is gonna need some work. We're like breaking a wheel for some reason right now. Okay, stop. I mean, I know this thing's heavy and all, but come on, man. Like, come on, man. I don't even know what's happening right now. Seriously, wheels, like, what are you doing? We're not bottomed out. Why can't we move? Like, you were just moving. Yeah, there's definitely ground clearance under there. You're not bottomed out. Come on, man. Like, it was just moving. Why won't it move now? Let's give it more power, I guess. Give it 50% power. Let's see what that does. It's just shaking itself apart. Why is it stuck so bad? What are we possibly stuck on? There's nothing here. That was weird. No idea. Alright, we're roving now. This thing's kind of buggy. It's probably a little overloaded. I'm not gonna lie. I should probably limit its speed to like 30 or 40 kilometer. Yeah, it's when we steer. I think it's just because it's got a really long wheelbase. Maybe we should add steering to one of those sets of back wheels, but Not gonna. Yeah, I think that's part of the problem. The friction is really high. Yeah, that's definitely part of the problem. The friction on the wheels is probably a little too high. I can't really adjust this while we're driving because I'm gonna end up rolling down this hill. We're just gonna have to live with it for now and hope for the best. Yeah, that's definitely the problem, is the friction, I think. Need to maybe take 15%, 20%. It's hard to say. But then we might not have the power to make it up these hills either. It is one thing after another with this rover. Come on, rover. Come on, guy. You got this. It's stuck in the most, like, random ways. It's gonna be a long trip. We have 3 kilometers to go. Probably don't want to take... Probably want to, like, do this like we would if we were actually off-roading and not take the hill straight on. Like, try to take it at a little bit of a side, but not too much that we tip over. I don't know. This thing is goofy. Come on. Oh, God. Come on. How come you get going so fast backwards? I know gravity's helping you, but man. Alright, we're just gonna give it the beans here a little bit. Alright, this hill is obviously too steep. Oh, God. Brakes, brakes, brakes. We're gonna try to go that away, off to the right here. See if we can find a little bit less steep of a place. Need to go kind of sideways up. It's a decent distance up this mountain too, so this is going to be an adventure. There's kind of some cliffs and stuff, and yeah, that's the friction there. Too much friction. Oh, come on, man. You can make it up that. You have like 8-wheel drive. I don't want to give it even more power, but I think I might have to because it's just like sucking it up, man. A little bit of a running start here. I think there's a high probability of us wrecking this thing on the way over there, but I mean, it is some rough terrain. And why is it bouncing like that? Come on, man. There's some rough terrain in between us and that base. I will tell you what. If we can find a flat spot here, I'm going to park for a second and make some adjustments. Okay, wheels. Let's decrease the friction a little bit on the front, on the drive wheels in the back. Like, bring that down to like 30%. I want to leave it a little higher in the front because those are the steering wheels. Let all that be. Okay, let's see how that does. It's still feeling a little funky, but I think it might be less funky. It's very hard to tell. Alright, well, we're on our way. We're roving. Adjustments need to be made. Alright, some adjustments have been made to the wheels and stuff. It still needs a little bit of work, but it seems a little better. I think we gotta adjust the damping or something, because it's still kind of bounces to a really extreme degree for some reason. I'm not real sure what's going on with that. I mean, it seems to mostly be working now. It's also really hard to tell when you're level or not. I think we're kind of level now. Yeah, it's vaguely level. So, this is going to be an exceptionally difficult place to get to. And as soon as we can get a flying cargo ship going, I'm going to. I wish I was in more of a plane or something like that, like a flat area, because it's tough trucking around here, to be honest. Like, it's definitely not the best. The terrain, like, it's even in this little field here, it's kind of bouncy. I don't really know what the hell is going on with that, but like that was way more of a bounce than it should have been. I know I have the suspension travel turned down a little bit, but still, man, like, come on. It's not very realistic. Like, seems like my suspension is essentially doing nothing for the most part, except maybe making me really bouncy. Like, they never invented the strut or the shock absorber. Like, the springs just kind of do whatever the hell they want. and bounce really hard. Oh god, yeah. Okay. But we're like a third of the way there. So I'm gonna keep on trucking. We have one last little hill. These hills can be kind of bad. One last little hill before we actually get to the base. It's almost nighttime. That was a pretty long drive. It's only 3.5 kilometers, but I had to go probably more like 7 to get here. I would say I went twice as far. Because basically I had to get to the top of this mountain, then find a ridge, and I had to go through a canyon. Rovers are probably okay. This rover is very heavy, though. Probably should have gone with the 5x5 wheels, but I didn't. I'm trying to find a way to park that I know this won't roll off a cliff, too, because that would be bad. But basically, I'm not happy with the way that this rover performed. This is very rough terrain that we're on here. I had to go basically up that way and around to get here. Like, there's a canyon right in here that was hard to get across. The thing bounces. This terrain is a lot rougher than it actually looks like. Like, right here, it's not so bad where I'm building my base, but there's a lot of uneven terrain, as you can see off in the distance. It's a very big hill. It was hard to get up. I kept having to kind of, like, get running starts to go up to, like, a level like that. I'm pretty sure I went up that way and through here. It's a little hard to... No, I came up higher. I came down... Well, I don't know the exact route I took anymore, but you can see our crash site way off over there. I am going to have to leave this rover intact for now because it is my only way to charge for now over here. But we're going to start setting up a new base over here. I turned off the trash removal in the save. I also did, I have to admit, go into creative mode for a minute, which is why I have hydrogen. I should probably just burn up my hydrogen. Oh, my helmet's on too. Because I went up there and turned off the thrusters on that this respawn ship, just because it was bothering me having it up there. So I did remove that. I didn't do anything else, but that thing was bugging me. Let's use up the hydrogen, just so we're back where we were. But yeah, I think we're gonna set up. The sun's been rising like kind of over there. So I think we're going to set up a couple of solar panels is going to be my first priority here. Right here. I did bring enough materials to build 2 solar panels and 2 batteries. 2 large station solar panels and 2 large station batteries. So we can get that done. I should probably going to want the lights on, aren't I? How much? I think I have like 5 hours of power left. That's with the batteries recharging, though. I turned off the recharge on this side because this rover is going to get dismantled. I'm not exactly sure how far down, and there's no sense charging batteries that are probably going to get destroyed. I probably will convert this into a flying cargo vessel is kind of what I'm thinking. Like I said, the rover, if we were down on a plateau or something, it would probably work a lot better. It was fine when we were in pretty flat places. Let's go ahead and... Where's the... rover cockpit? Let's stow that. Grab like... Oh, we might as well just grab all the stuff because this is going to take a little bit of work over here. Alright, so this seems to be kind of the high point in this little vicinity. So our power station is going to be the most important thing. We'll worry about living quarters and all that stuff later. I'm definitely gonna want to build some sort of a landing pad, probably over where the rover is, more or less, so that we can land ships. I'm gonna hopefully be flying back and forth between here and there. So let's go ahead. I haven't gone into the menu, so it always takes a minute because of all the mods that I have. New station. Really? Is that that doesn't seem flat? Is that really flat? Really? It's very hard to tell what kind of an angle I'm at. I mean, I assume it's probably flat. I didn't mess with that, so let's stand on it. If we can even get on it. Oh, this is going to be a nightmare. That is not flat, game. What are you talking about? New station. B. Yeah, there we go. Snap to the grid. I guess I was messing around. Trying to do something. Okay, so boom. Call that good. Alright, so I'm just going to mess around here for a bit. Did I get a free steel plate? I feel like I got a free steel plate out of that too. I'm going to mess around getting our solar array started here. It's just going to kind of... Oh, I even jumped up here. I guess I should use up that hydrogen like I said. I think it's going to kind of stick off here. Can I I have changed my mind about something here. I'm going to have to kind of guesstimate because I don't really... I don't really recall... Yeah, I think I did get a free steel plate somehow. I don't really recall... What was I saying? Let's turn that off. Okay, now it's just letting me free... I guess it snaps to the grid. That's what I was trying to figure out. It just snaps to the grid no matter what, I guess, in this mode. Whatever. So I'm going to get this constructed, and I will be back when we have something to actually talk about. It's going to be dark soon, too. That's going to be great. Alright, so I've been doing some construction here. It's a giant mess right now, but I'm trying to plan it out, and that's how I usually do things, is it's just kind of touch and go. But I'm going to have a little crawl space here where we can get underneath and check things out. Our battery is still charging somehow. I don't really understand how that works. I guess that solar panel technically has power. But anyway, I was wrong. I only had enough materials to build one battery. I thought I brought enough to build two, but I was just wrong. I've pretty much emptied out the rover. Unfortunately, I forgot to bring grid, so I can't fully unload it. I would like to just leave some cargo back here, but that's not in the cards. So there's not really much else we can do over here. I'm pretty much done constructing for now. So I think what we're going to do is drive back, and that's going to be quite an adventure. Maybe I should wait till it's not dark. I don't know. This thing is probably not going to go well. But I'm going to keep recording while I'm driving just in case everything explodes, but... I will be putting on some music probably and driving because this takes a long time, so you don't want to see me do this anyway because it's time consuming. The rover is probably going to handle quite a bit better. Did I just... No, okay. The tree did not damage me. The rover is going to probably handle quite a bit better because it's not heavy. It's lost like 35,000, 40,000 kilograms, so I have a feeling it'll be a slightly more pleasant drive back despite the dark. What is that? There's like a puff of smoke in the air in front of me. I have no idea what that was. But, yeah, it's pretty damn hard to see where I'm going, but hopefully I won't drive off a cliff. I'm pretty much following the snow for a little bit. This part's not so bad. It's when we get closer. Part of me wants to just kind of go down the hill and get into that valley down there, but at the same time, I have this set to only go 20 kilometers per hour, and we're rolling downhill, so it's going faster than that. But, what was I going to say? Yeah, part of me wants to just kind of, like, be ballsy and go straight down that hill. But the other part of me knows that that will end up bad. Why am I not slowing down? I am pressing back. Please slow down. This is going to be a slightly terrifying drive back in the dark. But I'm going to end it there for today. When we come back, we'll be back at the crash site. Thanks for watching.